My family is forcing me to go to my friend's wedding and wear white because we are meant to be, so I went Hulk on them and threatened to cut them off my life. I took Jake's fiancée, Tracy, aside one Christmas and explained the weird family lore to her. With Jake, just with my fiancée, we assured her that it was just an odd thing of our family and that Jake and I have not been close for ages and have never had more than a friendly relationship. Ironically, standing against our parents made us all a little closer. But we come to the problem. Jake and Tracy will get married soon, and it has been chaos. Our parents have upped their antics by 2,000%. Family dinners are full of we thought you two would get married. They brought out a picture I drew of Jake and me when we were little of us getting married. I suspect they made it. It did not look like an actual child made it. They were cornering Tracy about making me the matron of honor and letting me wear white. Also, his brothers and my brothers joined in, making jokes about us being star-crossed lovers and calling me the missus. I distanced myself heavily from my family then and stopped going home after talking to them and doing nothing. One day, one of my brothers invited me out. He said it was just my two brothers and me. So, I went to his apartment, and when I arrived, it was Jake's bachelor party. One of his brothers screamed out that the stripper was there. I wanted to leave, but the next train left close to midnight, and it was not the safest neighborhood. So, I stayed. They tried to make me drunk, were constantly physically pushing me and Jake together, and even locked us in my brother's bedroom. I could hear loud laughing from the other side. Jake and I did not talk much. He apologized and asked me if I could not come to the wedding as I made Tracy uncomfortable. I completely understood and said I was not planning to go anymore. He offered to drive me home as he was also completely sober. When they opened the door, he said we were going home. That meant we would be intimate in their heads because all the caveman sounds started. The next day, my phone was blowing up. Someone uploaded a video of me and Jake leaving and captioned it finally. It was very awkward. As we exit the apartment and enter his car, I am uncomfortable, as is Jake. There were comments, calls, and texts. Tracy called me crying and cursing me out. Jake called me, apologizing and telling me he had tried to explain. My mother and his mother sent me many texts saying they were proud and that it was about time. My fiancé is understanding, but he wants me to make clearer boundaries with my family. I drove past their house, and they were all there. They didn't even let me talk and were just love-bombing me. I started screaming and told them Jake and I have never and will never be together, and I will not be leaving my loving fiancé. I would not be going to Jake's wedding, and if they kept up with this, I would cut every single one of them off because I am tired and just want to live my life and not their incest fairy tale. By the end of my meltdown, my mother and his mother were crying, and my father just told me to get out. Since then, I have been getting messages from my brothers calling me a bitch for treating my family like that because they only wanted the best for me.